My dog has the zoomies. Hello, friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana, and I make seasonal living videos with a witchy twist. And today I'm celebrating Beltane. So I'm in my backyard enjoying this gorgeous spring evening. And it's actually the day after Beltane. So Beltane is typically celebrated on May 1st in the and it's a what's called a cross quarter day. It's the halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. So can you believe we're halfway through spring, like astronomical spring, like by the planets and the sun and everything? It's very windy. And I personally can't believe that it's May already. And but Beltane is probably one of my favorite Sabbats, and Samhain is first, Halloween, and then I think Beltane might be second because it is such a like full and joyful Sabbath. Like for Halloween, which is the opposite on the wheel of the year. So if you look at the wheel of the year as a circle, then Beltane is exactly opposite of Samhain because it's the cross quarter between those solstices and equinoxes. And but it's the height of spring. So where I live, I get the benefit of having the height of the season being like pretty close to the days. I know I've seen some videos lately of other creators who make similar like cozy kind of witchy content, and it's still snowing where they live, which is really hard to imagine. So I feel lucky to live in a place that has like a very like temperate climate, and I'm able to say like it's the height of spring. It feels like the height of spring where I live currently. I also like Samhain because the gardening is like really kicking into gear. So we do a lot of planting starting in like February, March, April, but then May is when the sun is like really starting to hit like a strong point where the plants are really starting to thrive. Like my tomatoes that I planted a couple weeks ago are like really starting to get big after the last couple weeks of sun. So that's exciting to see. So we're like ramping up to the summer solstice. And I just love this time of year. It feels so energetic, and it's typically celebrated with fire. So in Celtic traditions, it's a fire season, like they do bonfires and things like that. And I did a video a couple years ago where I did a kind of symbolic bonfire. I used two candles to symbolize bonfires, and I wrote my intentions down and I passed them between the flames. And that was so powerful for me personally. Like that was a really good ritual. And last year, I don't know what I was doing last year. What did I do for Beltane? I don't even remember. But I wanted to do a real bonfire this year because one of the things that I manifested in that video a couple years ago was this house. So one of the things that I wanted was more space, more living space, and more space to garden. And then, like, not even 2 years later, we got it. And and one of the things we have now is this real bonfire, which you can't see in front of me because it looks ugly. It has a bunch of branches in it because I wanted to do a real bonfire. However, we've been in a drought for a couple months at this point. It did rain a little bit this week, which was really good, but it's also, so we're in a drought and it's also very windy. So I'm not going to do a real fire today. And I'm going to light some sage, but I'm not going to do candles because I'd rather be outside celebrating the season with no fire than inside to have candles. So I wanted to take you along with me while I do this little ritual and I'm going to do a little tarot spread, and just overall enjoy being outside. It's actually a little chilly. Like I'm actually a little bit cold, but it's okay. And if I were doing a real bonfire, I was going to wait till later in the evening when it was a little bit closer to sunset, but the fire is just not going to happen with it being so windy.